Hello guys. Okay, so I'm doing another tutorial. I recently cut my bangs and I really love them, and I wanted to tell you guys how to cut your own bangs so you don't have to go and spend 30, 40, 50, even more at a hair salon to get you just your bangs done. And when it's really super simple and you can do it on your own, no problem. So what you first want to do is you want to take your hair right from where you want your bangs to start. You don't want them to start too far back and you don't want them to start too close, because you don't want them to be too thick and you don't want them to be too thin. So what you want to do is just try and make a straight line going across your head from the top all the way down to the ears on both sides, and make it as straight as you possibly can. Okay, that's pretty straight. Now mine are already cut, but I'll just show you guys how I did them. So you click that back. And okay, so now see how I have these wisps on the side? Okay, you don't want to cut that off. Okay, now what most people do when they first cut their bangs, since they don't know how to do them, they pretty much just take the scissors and they cut right across like this. Don't do that, okay, because then you're gonna have like a block cut and it's not what you want. Okay, so what you want to do is take your hair from just outside the corner of your eyes and bring all of it to the middle. Okay, all of it. Okay. And now, again, don't cut like this, okay? As you can see, I have a bit of a V in mine. That's because I wanted it to shape to my eyes, okay? So that means you're gonna cut up, okay? So in cutting up, you make it more of a fringed cut than a straight cut. So it makes it a little bit more piecey. So you're gonna cut up, okay? Not too high, just as probably about as high as your fingers, okay? And don't cut too much, because the more you cut like this, the shorter it's gonna get. You might not think it's gonna get shorter, but it does get shorter. And never cut like this. Just don't do it. I advise you don't do it. It's gonna look really bad. So keep cutting like that. Do the initial cut, and then shorten it a bit, and then just do them in smaller pieces until it's at the length that you want. Okay? Then, when it's at the length that you want, which this was mine, it's usually supposed to be in between your eye, like where your eyelashes are, like where your eyelids are, and where your eyebrows are. Because if you have it higher than your eyebrows, kind of looks a little bit retarded. Like imagine that. It's just not cool. Okay? Now, if you want it piecey like mine, where every time you move your head you have a bit of parts in it, then what you do is you take pieces like this and then you cut down. So you put your scissors in and you just pretty much close them and then just bring your scissors down. Okay, you don't snip it off, because then you're gonna have a hole in your bangs. So you can make them as piecey as you want. The more you take off like this, the more piecey it's gonna be. And then you don't have to worry about making it so it goes down on the sides, because your hair displacement automatically, when you bring it in, the outsides are being brought in and the middle is being just brought down. So there's more hair displacement on the outside, so it's automatically going to have that face shape kind of effect. Okay, so you don't have to worry about that. So now that you have bangs, if your hair was all one length, it may be a good idea to give yourself some layers. So pretty much you just do the same thing that you would do with your bangs, and you just take it and you put it down like this. Okay? Just try and do them evenly on both sides so it doesn't have kind of a weird look. So if you want to style your bangs now, styling is usually hard if you have really curly hair or you have a cowlick. But what you can do is when you get out of the shower, the bath, whatever, when you dry, you don't have to dry all your hair, just dry your bangs. And when you dry them, you brush them out, okay, brush them out forward, and then clip the rest of your hair back like you did when you were cutting them, okay, clip it back. And then when you're drying them, you hold down your hair and you dry them, okay, hold it down. And then when you feel that they're kind of damp and they're not really wet anymore, then you let go and then you can dry them normally, so that you have that flowy, piecey effect and they're not just sitting flat against your head. And then once they start getting long, if you don't want to cut them right away, use a round brush underneath when you're drying them and just curl them under so they'll have a bit of volume, okay? But you just can't do them when they're too long because then they're like really poofy. You have like a horn coming out of your forehead. If you don't want your pieces and your bangs are still thick, what you can do is when you dry them, spray hairspray. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Your bangs should usually be more shiny than the rest of your hair because it adds dimensions to your face. So what you can do is add like an oil. Baby oil works good. You can use body lotion, you can use anything to moisturize. Just don't use too much or else your bangs are going to get greasy. I use KMS California Silk Sheen. It's pretty much just an oil. It's a hair oil. Or you can use stuff that you should use on your tips if you don't want your tips to dry out. Moroccan argan oil. And this will save your life. I'm telling you, if you bleach your hair, if you color your hair often, use this and it will save your life. You just put it in your tips. Not all over, just in your tips, in the places where it's dry, and it will like save your hair. You won't get split ends. I'm telling you, you won't have to cut your hair. It's amazing. So yeah, there was my little hair tutorial for you. I'm a brave soul, so I don't really have a problem with cutting my own hair. But as you can see, I did mine fine. And so that's why I put this tutorial out there, because I know I did it okay, and if you guys follow my instructions, you guys can do it okay too. Just do it in small steps. Don't get ahead of yourself and just cut it. Just think about it, okay? And don't cut when it's wet. Do not cut your bangs when they're wet, because when they dry, they get shorter. So, yeah, when they're dry. Okay, so I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. I hope you guys will try it. And please, if you do try it, get back to me and let me know what you think. Okay? Bye guys. Love you.